Yo, what's up, Bonehawk? Shujinkydink here. Welcome to a video all about just getting better at Mortal Kombat. This was a series that was actually suggested to me from my good friend Hater. He's one that really likes to learn and goes for all the tech stuff, and I thought I would make it. So what I've done is I have recorded 2 sets that I played. There's 2 different takeaways that I want to get from each set. The first one is how conditioning your opponent, even in the short term, can be detrimental to you. In the long term, can actually win you the game. And the second one is to make sure that if you use something, you make sure you use it properly. And you'll kind of see what I'm talking about in this in the second game. But let's get started on the first one. So before we get too into the topics that we're going to talk about, I just want to fill some time here with talking a little bit about the variation I'm using. I'm using the extended pokes, the leg kebab, and the blade charge. And it looks like this katana player is using the Sai move, and I'm not really sure what else because I didn't use it, which is one point that you should be trying to use. If you have your custom variations, try and make the best of use out of all of it that you can. Just a side note, there's a nice little crushing blow. This matchup is interesting. Katana can zone Brock out, making more reads on me just standing in place here with the Sai than actually trying to see. There I used a move to low profile so that the jump in would whiff, and I could also get the punish. And coming up here is where we're going to actually see, I think, well, maybe not quite yet, one of the topics that I'm actually going to talk about in the video that I hinted at during the intro. So here's a back and forth. I'm just going to use chop chop. It might have been able to punish me there, but it wasn't going to be super, I don't know, confirmed. So that was, I still hate the breakaway input. Still gets me 2 years into this darn game, and I'm still accidentally doing the breakaway. So here's the first part, I think, where it happens. There you go. So I took note of that right away. When someone is flawless blocking my jump ins, that is like a little bit more advanced tech, especially when I see that they're going for the flawless block attack. I'm around up here, so I can kind of play around a little bit. So I'm going to try and get them back in the corner, do that same situation, and look at that. Same thing happens again. Again, I had 1 round to kind of work with here. And sometimes when you're a round up, that can kind of make the 3rd round a little bit easier, kind of understand what's coming. So they've done it twice to me, and I believe I try and do it a 3rd time just to make super sure that that's exactly what they're going for. I managed to get away with a jump in there. Zoning, nice throw. Good corner position, or corner switch, I guess. And that was me testing to see. They haven't punished the blade charge yet, so I can continue to use it until they show me that they're going to punish it. So we managed to take that round, and I've come away with knowledge of they are trying to flawless block every jump in, and they don't really know what to do about the blade charge. So they're going to switch variations, but we're going to cut that out, so we're just going to stop it there. So going into this next match, everything's clear about what I've kind of got from the get-go. So I'm going to try to start baiting some stuff here. So I'm going to try to start baiting the jump-ins, and do an empty jump instead of actually doing a jump attack to see if they're really trying to time it, or if they're just trying to getting lucky with the. So there's one right there. So you saw they did a short hop into a short hop attack. It worked. So that kind of says to me that they're just kind of inputting it, not really making the best of read. There's me jumping again. Good spacing, Dink. Man, you're good sometimes when you're on, you know. And I noticed another thing. Yeah, same thing there. I tried to, but I made the wrong read on the after effect. What I should have done was just blocked the short hop and then punish them for that. So you can see me, what I've learned from that first match, and this is really important in Combat League or tournaments or anything, that you really want to make sure you get some takeaways from matches, you know? Make sure that you, see, I think that was probably a flawless block attempt as well. But it's hard to say for sure, right? You really, when you have these short matches, you want to do all these little tests on your opponent to see what they're going to do, and if it's consistent. The same thing again, I did an empty jump to try and bait that flawless block. The problem now that I'm having is I'm not really sure how to deal with a short hop. I was expecting like full on, here's the punish there. Bam, I went for the not optimal combo, which I still dropped. That's something that I've actually been thinking about a lot, is like, I drop the optimal combo a lot, but is it really optimal if your chances of hitting it aren't very good? I've thought about that for a long time, and I still dwell on it, but anyways, that was an example of me proving the otherwise, that you can still drop the non-optimal stuff. So here we go with some Blade Spark. Blade Charge. So far, I haven't been punished on Blade Charge, so I am super okay with just throwing it out there right now. Bam, there's another Blade Charge. My son was watching this actually while I was doing it, and he's like, you should finish the game with that. It'd be so funny because they got hit by it so many times. I'm like, yeah, well, not really a troll. I'm trying to be more strategic here. So, last round of this game. Block that. Trying to test their spacing here. See, they did a poke there, so they weren't able to actually do the flawless block, which would have been a good chance for me to actually hit them with a jump-in punch. And there we go. See, I had the read, I had the punish. The problem was I'd already used the crushing blow, so otherwise that would have been in the corner. Big combo, big damage. Probably would have either died or forced them to use the both bars of defensive meter, which I'll talk about in the next game. Is a whole nother strategy. There's the first punish on the Blade Charge, the whole set. So now I have to be careful while using it. And I convert, and we win. Yay! So there's kind of an example of me reading opponent, walking you through my thought process, and using that to my advantage in the second game. Although it wasn't as optimal as I could have done because I wasn't really ready for the short hop to come out, I was still making the right reads and understanding what their strategy was. That being said, we're going to move on to Sub-Zero now. So the start of this match was really kind of exciting and a lot to kind of take in, so I'm going to do my best to do that for you. The main takeaway from this match I want to do is Sub-Zero's forward 4, which is plus on block. Okay, here's a big one though also. So he broke away, we got the crushing blow, we got lots of damage. Right now, I am in kill mode, like I smell blood, as Baraka says. He has no defensive meter, which means he can't use any interactables, he can't do any flawless blocks. I'm just going to keep doing what I do, and there we go, we got the round. My goal there was to get the round before we got a single bar of defensive meter back, because being a rush down character, that's what we want to do. Okay, so here's where the key comes in. Forward 4, immediately into forward 2. He didn't do anything that was guaranteed. He didn't do the down 1 to check me to make me think that he was going to do the actual frame trap. So what do? I jump. It was the right read, because I'm saying, okay, you're doing something, you're doing this into a mix-up that isn't real right off the bat. You're not even trying to set the precedent that you're going to do any sort of frame trap. So that's why I made that jump, and it worked. And we continue to see this. Sorry for that, YouTube. Please don't demonetize me. I'm trying to teach people. But we see that continually going on in this set. So I'm just going to fast forward to the next set, because I think he goes for a variation switch. I may be wrong. And I was wrong. He went right back into it. So we've established that his forward 4 is not plus. He's playing risky AF right now. I did the Blade Charge on the read that he broke away, because he broke away immediately after our anti-air in the last match, but he is making the hardest of reads, so I'm just doing my best to try and space myself properly, which I did not do there. Random forward 2 and ice ball, which works because it does. Another forward 2, it works because it does. So in my mind, I'm assuming that he knows that forward 2 is going to work. So we're going to do the corner switch here, neutral jump, because he woke up buttons there. And so he chose to end that round in Fatal Blow, which is cool. It won him the round. In my mind, I'm thinking he only did the Fatal Blow because he knew that I'm making more reads than him. He could have taken the risk and just let me drop and then tried to make one more read. But overall, especially after that first game, and there you go. Same thing, that forward 4 is plus on block, jails into down 1, but he forward 4s and then backs off. After I've punished him twice for the forward 4, or sorry, maybe once. Punished him for that. It made him kind of scared to to use his usual game plan, he's not really used to doing the down one after it seems. At least he didn't expect me to be so ready for it. So there's me going into that. Escape failed. That sucks. Me jumping over him again because I had to read that he was going to do the forward 4 and jump right into me, because that was the easiest way to close distance. And this is kind of where I'm understanding his spacing problem. And again, unsafe. Again, like the other match, that was my bad. I already used the crushing blow, so I didn't get the crushing blow punish, but the thought is there. The thought is always there to crushing blow punish things like that. Little bit of pressure, little bit of lag, and blade charge. He's back in the corner. Do the jump in. He hasn't anti-aired me or anything, and then we take the win. So I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you want to see more videos like this that kind of help you learn, and because I enjoy breaking down the matches and stuff, but it's really hard in the moment, and it's better to look back and easier for me once I break it down when I'm not playing and I'm focusing on what I'm watching, or I understood what my game plan in my head, and then it's easier to articulate afterwards. So if you enjoy videos like these and you're new here, please subscribe, because we make videos almost every single day, and please leave a like because it really helps me out. #Bonehawks, all that stuff, and we'll see all you guys in the next video.